So I would like to just talk about this book that I got. I've had it for about 4 days. It's like $35. It's by Howard Schubiner. He's an MD up in Michigan that works with like the mind-body connection, or like psychosomatic pain, or processing emotions that are trapped in our body, whether that be physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, anything. Because anything can get trapped in our body, and if we don't process that or too scared to talk about it, like if some people need to go to therapy or they are too scared to even write it down, um, anything like that. Um, but it's called Unlearn Your Pain. It's a 28-day process to reprogram your brain to process everything and get it all out. So, it's about it's like 360 pages, but it tells a lot about how our body, emotions, and feelings process everything and where it can get trapped at. For example, if you're not feeling like you're heard, you will have maybe like constant sore throat, or like a lot of congestion because you can't speak your mind or you're too scared to. Um, if you don't feel grounded or structured, or your life is just in chaos, you can have low back, hip, or spinal pain. Because that's our brain's way of saying, take a breath. You need to figure out what's going on. This is why I'm causing this type of pain. Because it's not always a medical abnormality or structural damage at all. So I've only had it for 4 days. Today's day 4, which I haven't done the exercises today, but I just wanted to explain some things because maybe it'll help someone. Excuse me, I don't know. But I'm just doing this for me because I'm not really an outspoken person. I'm not an angry person unless I really have to be. And I don't like to be an angry person because I just like being nice to everyone, but I feel like that's coming to bite me back in the ass a little bit, to be honest. But that's a whole nother topic. But there's a few things when you first start out, for the first week. Let me find it. So, like, week 1 is taking control of your life. Pretty much says, like, during the first week, you will learn important skills that you will use during the rest of the program. You will have these skills for the rest of your life. This chapter will introduce you to the exercises that are the basis of the MBS program, which MBS is Mind-Body Syndrome, which include written and verbal expression, reflection, and reprogramming the mind. Talks about reprogramming the brain, and then reprogramming MBS symptoms, and then PRT, which is pain reprocessing therapy. And here's some examples of PRT, which the author calls the 6 F's. So the first one is fear of the pain or other symptoms, meaning we fear the sensation of it as it can be so severe and unpleasant. We worry about whether it will go away and when it will return. We spend a lot of time wishing it would go away. Second one, focus on the pain or other symptoms. We pay a lot of attention to it, we monitor it, we focus on how it feels, and if it is changing or getting worse. The third one, frustration with it. We get upset, annoyed, and angry at the pain or other symptom. We become resentful that doctors haven't fixed it or don't understand it. We become sad for what we have lost, which quality of life, can't really go do anything, all that stuff. And then there's the next one, fighting it. We work hard to overcome it, we try to push through it, and we get exhausted in the fight, especially when we feel we are losing the battle, which that is a struggle with me, because I've had my pain for so long, and I feel like people just don't want to listen to me, or I'm not heard, or they just don't care. But the next one, trying to figure it out. We spend a lot of time thinking about it. We search for answers online, in doctors' offices, and with alternative care practices, such as like chiropractic care, acupuncture, all of that holistic approach, all of that stuff. Oh, excuse me. And then there's the last one, trying to fix it. We spend a lot of time and money on treatments that haven't worked. Been there, done that. We try anything and everything that might work. We get desperate for a cure. We get depressed when one doesn't materialize. So that's just the 6 F's. But then there's something that you make like a cluster. So something like this, where you have a main idea in the middle, and then stuff on the outside. And then it talks about affirmations, like I'm healthy, I'm strong, there's absolutely nothing wrong with me, I'm not afraid, I'm in charge, I can do what I want, I'm safe, I'm not in danger, I'll be fine. Those are things you can repeat to you and over, like either out loud or in your head when you feel a sense of danger or fear or anxiety. And then it goes to, give me a second. Neurocircuit testing. So it has a list, like a blank area, where you write things down that are your triggers. Like, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Triggers for me is when I think about pop, or what people call soda. If I see someone drinking it, if I see a commercial about it, it will flare up my anxiety about my back pain. Also, energy drinks, or fast food, or something with a lot of like salty foods, or even people talking about their own personal trauma, which is a shitty thing because sometimes people need to be heard. Even I need to be heard, and these are things I'm working on it in 28 days. And then it tells you how to process those traumas or your triggers. By just picturing it in your head, just the act or the emotion or the food, just picture it, but don't picture you eating it or doing it, picture someone else doing it. And then there's exposure therapy. So each one of those things, you need to expose yourself to it very gently. It doesn't necessarily have to be in person, face to face with someone, or go into a restaurant. But just like, and then picture yourself doing it, or just Google a picture of it or the action, and see what flares up in your body. And then there is a writing exercise, addressing stressor and personality traits. It says list of past traumatic or stressful events. There is 20 things that you can list. Like, there's a big old list. And you just write everything down. And you have to be completely open and honest. I mean, it's your book. No one's going to look at it. Just be open and honest with yourself. And it really does help. And you will literally learn what it really stresses you out or triggers you on a day-to-day basis. And then there's the next exercise is list of personality traits that may contribute to MBS. Which is traits such as perfectionism, low self-esteem, high expectations of self, worry, fear, anger, hostility, time urgency, guilt, dependency, isolation, needing to be good and or liked, being overly conscientious, being hard on yourself, being overly responsible, harboring anger or resentment, regardless if it's to a person, having kids, stressful at work, a coworker, your boss, day-to-day life, your married, significant other, etc. And you literally, there's 20 things again. You can write all of that down, be open and honest again. And then there's writing away your pain. So the first one is you write 3 current stressors. So 3 current things that you're majorly stressed about or you can't turn your mind off about. And then past stressors. So things that happened to you in the past that have somewhat stressed you out just a little bit, just like in the back of your mind. And then personality traits like the perfectionism or low self-esteem or you're hard on yourself. And then once you're able to do that, the next part of the exercise, you're going to create a cluster where you put the one idea in the middle, but it's already in here. You just write the word in, and you pick it from the personality traits, the past stressors, or the current stressors. You set a timer for 5 minutes, and then, sorry, my back pain kind of flared up because I was reading some of the things that stressed me out. You set a timer for 5 minutes. Turn your phone over so you can't do it, and then you write one word, like in the middle. I started with fear, and then you make other things around. Don't worry about grammar, punctuation if you make a mistake. Just make things that are correlated to that main thing that like stress you out. Like I put fear, and then I put like rep- uh, repression, anxiety, emotions, pain, catastrophizing, guilt, can't let go of certain things, judgment, stuff like that. And then once that goes off, you're done with that, and then you're going to set a timer for 10 minutes. And then you need to do free writing. Like he has an example, says, my feelings about me and blank include things you're going to put, I feel blank, and I felt blank often. Like I feel upset, I feel angry, I feel alone often. You feel like no one cares, you feel trapped in your pain, or you feel trapped in your marriage or your relationship, or you feel trapped in your depression or in your body or in your head. Just literally just let it all out. Just write it down for 10 minutes. And then you're done with that part. Then you're going to set a timer for another 10 minutes. And this is an exercise to process your feelings. So examples of that is what you need to write about for the 10 minutes. I see that blank. I realize that blank. I hope that. I need to. I want to. I can. I will. I understand. I appreciate. And then when you start that 10-minute timer, it says my understanding about me, and I put emotions include, and then it gives you an area to write about that as well. And you will really realize what you're holding in. It just kind of makes me emotional just talking about it, because some of this stuff I have not told anyone in my entire life. Not even my family. Things that have really bothered me. It's just kind of like letting your emotions go and positive self-reinforcement. I'm not going to share any of these because they're very personal. And then, week 1, day 2, you will do the cluster again. So mine for day 2 was perfectionism, and then make the cluster everything around that's related to it. That's only another 5-minute exercise. And then you do another exercise on day 2. My feelings about me and blank include. And it's just kind of a repeat for the entire first week. The first 7 days. But I just wanted to share all that stuff with you because this... How do I put it into words? This makes me feel like I'm validated. Yes, I'm self-validating, but it's like someone else hears me for once. Because I know people get so tired of me posting about, oh, I'm in pain. I can't do this. I can't go do that. In my family, and I literally don't have friends. I mean, on social media, yes, and I'll talk to people on Messenger, but I don't go out drinking. I physically cannot go out to a restaurant because my social anxiety is so skyrocketed. My stomach will flare up, and I'll need to go to the bathroom, or I will have a full-blown panic attack, and literally feel like I'm gonna pass out or have a heart attack. But once again, it's called Unlearn Your Pain, a 28-day process to reprogram your brain, by Howard Schubner. And it's a very big book. It kind of gave me a little of anxiety because it's a workbook. It explains a lot. But I'm just doing this for my own mental well-being, because I've reached my breaking point. I can't live like this anymore. I'm not going to live like this anymore. I've never been on anxiety or depression meds. Have a doctor's appointment for that tomorrow, and going to get the test done to see what will and will not work with me or for me in my body. I'm a little stressed out about that, but it will be okay. It will be okay. This is for the better. And I have to talk myself through it. Plus, the appointment's at 8 a.m., so I'll be the first appointment in the morning, and it's going to be a super quick appointment, probably 15 minutes or less, and stuff like that. So, I don't care who likes this stuff, where it shows sometimes my videos have 39, 40 views with 1 like, no comments. All that matters to me is that I'm getting my feelings out there, how I'm feeling, and expressing myself. You ain't gotta like the video. You ain't gotta comment. You don't have to share it. But I want to. This is part of my healing journey, and this is working for me. It's a slow process, but it's mine. So, Another very long video. So I just wanted to express this. Maybe it'll help someone. Maybe it'll open up some eyes for trauma or something that people need to process. So yeah, so here's to day 4 of really working on processing every emotion in my body and on the path to healing for my mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional well-being.